This film, when we did it, it was so bad, at least I thought.
Right.
And even my manager, we both went out, I think we both retched together in the alleys. We tried to buy it back and burn the negative.
Which film?
First Blood.
You're kidding.
On my children, we tried to buy it back and burn the negative.
You thought it was a bad movie?
Hi, I'm Danny Boyd. So, First Blood, Rambo to the uninitiated, is not some gratuitous, emblematically excessive 80s action movie. It's a very early 80s post-Vietnam War film and character study that, just happened to kick off a major seminal 80s action movie franchise. The story of a soldier who brings the war back with him in a very visceral and very tragically violent way, pushed unfairly to his limits by a society that just doesn't want him anymore. It's as good as the people who love it say it is, and it's nothing like what the people who discredit it think it is. It could have been, it almost was, until Stallone had a geniusly simple way of transforming the movie in the edit from a 3-hour barrage of firefights and corny one-liners to a tight 90 minutes of tension and social commentary.
Hey, talk about your sorry-looking humanity. Just another smart-ass drifter.
I said, here's a good idea. Cut out all my dialogue, every line. Other people fill in the blanks.
That's right.
Like the Greek chorus, and I think that works.
Honey, don't forget one thing.
What?
A good supply of body bags.
Now, the truth is, Stallone is being slightly hyperbolic here. Interestingly, yes, First Blood is largely told from the perspective of other characters in the movie, from biased characters on the outside looking in.
He was shooting at us, Will. Come on, I wasn't taking any chances.
But it's the movie's balance of exposition and third-person subjective perspective with very well-written and very well-performed moments of sympathy and character choice from Rambo, bookending this movie, that are really what make it work. You only need to watch the first scene of First Blood to understand what kind of guy Rambo is at his core.
Excuse me, can you tell me this? Where Delmar Barry lives?
All across what I think are some of Stallone's best deliveries of just a few brief lines of dialogue.
My name is John Rambo. We served on the same team together in Nam. I don't know if you ever talked about me. I've got a picture of us together.
We understand a couple things from this exchange.
Junk in your pocket.
That Rambo's a vet.
Here it is.
That he has a heart.
That's Danforth and Westmore. Bronson, Ortega, and there's Delmar right in the back. We had to put him in the back because he's so big. If he didn't, he'd take up the whole picture. Look how big he is.
Delmar's gone.
And a heart that can be broken.
Died last summer. All that orange stuff that spread it around. Cut him down to nothing.
Feeling lost, the last of his unit, no home, no family, he enters into the small town of Hope, Washington. Just a guy trying to keep to himself and look for something to eat.
Visiting somebody around here?
But because of his dress and demeanor, because of the way he's perceived, assumptions are made, and his motivations are misinterpreted.
You're asking for trouble around here, friend.
He's driven out of town, literally, told to keep walking.
A haircut and take a bath. You wouldn't get hassled so much.
And this is where Rambo, as a protagonist, is forced to make a decision. In a couple weeks, I'll have a video out delving even deeper into Rambo's characterization and role as a reactive protagonist in this movie. But essentially here, Rambo makes the pivotal decision to turn around and walk back in the way of town. For which he is arrested.
Now you're gonna put your hands on that car. How you do it, you decide right now.
Rambo's actions in First Blood are almost always met with a disproportionate response. It's what drives the plot of the movie. In one of my favorite non-verbal scenes from Stallone, he resists being fingerprinted.
Push it.
What the hell is going on down here?
He reaches for a napkin to wipe off the ink.
He won't let us print him, Will.
They smack it away.
Leave the ink on the hand.
They verbally threaten him.
Now listen, hard-ass.
He calmly reaches for it again.
You're facing the ass end of a 90-day incarceration, plus a $250 fine, which you don't look to me like you can pay.
I think it's so subtle and hilariously done.
You're going up in front of that judge.
But for this, he's antagonized further, beaten in his cell, and effectively tortured.
How you like that, huh?
Throughout his detainment, Rambo's PTSD from the war is triggered. He reacts instinctively by breaking free and escaping the current situation. He didn't ask to be put in that position. He hadn't done anything wrong. He has no control over his trauma response. But self-preservation takes over, and they chase after him into the woods, like a dog. The middle act of the movie is where things get pretty interesting. Rambo is a cornered animal. He's a soldier back in the jungle re-engaging with his trauma. However, he doesn't instigate violence. He may respond to violence with violence, but despite active attempts on his life, Rambo does not kill a single human soul throughout this entire movie. When Deputy Gout, the sheriff's trigger-happy number 2, dies, the only death in the film, it isn't Rambo's fault.
What are you doing? We're just supposed to spot him.
Hold it steady.
Gout chose to disobey orders and shoot at Rambo, who is helplessly hanging from a cliff. He chose to undo his seatbelt and hang out of a moving helicopter. He was vengeful.
If you don't fly this thing right, I swear to God I'll kill you.
To the audience, and in the script, and in the minds of Stallone and the other writers and producers, Rambo's tragedy is that he's a victim of circumstance. And it's here where the story begins to be told from the opposing side's perspective, because all the sheriff's department sees is one of their own dead.
There's one man dead! It's not my fault! I don't want any more hurt! Freeze!
And so, despite Rambo's truth and plea,
Give yourself up! I didn't do anything!
Rambo, in their minds, is now a killer. And so, they proceed accordingly.
Lord, goddammit, cease fire! Think we hit him. All right, let's get down there. Move!
This came over the teletype a few minutes ago. John Rambo is a Vietnam vet. He's a Green Beret, Congressional Medal of Honor. Guy's a war hero.
For much of this act, Rambo remains a phantom.
It's a goddamn scarecrow.
There's no scarecrow that shot Orville. He's close. He's real close.
As Mitch says,
We ain't hunting him. He's hunting us.
now that we as an audience have gained some understanding of our hero, we get to take a step back to observe Rambo's actions from the viewpoint of the cops, not just intellectually or on paper, but viscerally and through action and consequence. While we don't detach from Rambo's perspective entirely in Act 2, the balance does shift significantly.
Never possessed God in heaven to make a man like Rambo.
God didn't make Rambo. I made him.
We're introduced to Colonel Troutman, Rambo's former commander, who, in Stallone's terms, is effectively our Greek chorus.
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert in guerrilla warfare. With a man who's the best.
And only twice in the act does Rambo make communication with the other side directly, with Troutman over the radio, set up in what I think is a beautifully underrated multi-compositional one-shot.
Copy leader, to identify Baker T. Rambo, Mesner, Ortega.
Talk to me, Johnny.
Here, Rambo pronounces the film's main conceit.
They drew first blood, not me.
Look, Johnny.
Let me come in and get you the hell out of there.
They drew first blood.
And then, earlier with Sheriff Teasel in the jungle.
I could have killed them all. I could have killed you. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
But again, it is largely other characters telling Rambo's story, interpreting Rambo's actions through their own experiences and biases. If you take away the sympathy set up in Act 1, then in a certain twisted way, this could almost become a movie flipped. Small-town sheriff's department hunting down a crazy killer in the woods. We know the actions of the police are built upon false pretenses, but from their perspective, they're the stars of their own movie.
Singleton, where the hell are you?
For the final act of First Blood, Rambo brings the fight back to town. We got his perspective in Act 1, we got their perspective in Act 2, and now worlds collide. They tried to blow him up with a rocket launcher, he decides to blow up their town. Where we end up is Rambo in the police station, completely surrounded with no way out. He's confronted by Troutman.
This mission is over, Rambo. Do you understand me? This mission is over!
And this is where we get the second bookend to our sympathy construct. Rambo delivering his monologue. A stream of consciousness, mashing of thoughts, incredibly potent blend of specific and universally human outpourings.
Oh God. Where's everybody? God. I had a friend. Was the Air Force. I had all these guys, man. Back there, I had all these fighting guys. Who were my friends? Because back here, there's nothing. Remember Dan Forth? He wore his black headband. I took one of those magic markers, and I said it found. He mailed us to Las Vegas because we were always talking about Vegas and this fucking car. This red 58 Chevy convertible. He's talking about this car. He said we're going to cruise till the tires fall off. Go in this bar in Saigon, and this kid comes up. This kid carrying a shoe-shine box. And he says, shine, please, shine. I said, no, he kept asking, yeah. And Joey said, yeah. And I went to get a couple of beers, and the box is wired. And he opened up the box, fucking blew his body all over the place. And he's laying there, and he's fucking screaming. There's pieces of him all over me, just like this. And I'm trying to pull him off, you know. And it's my friend that's all over me. He's got blood and everything, and I'm trying to hold him together. I put him together, his fucking insides keep coming out. And nobody would help. No one helped. And he's saying, please, I want to go home. I want to go home. He keeps calling my name. I want to go home, Johnny. I want to drive my Chevy. I said, well, what? I can't find your fucking legs. I can't find your legs. I can't get it out of my head. I do this 7 years. Every day it happens. Sometimes I wake up, I don't know where I am.
It's one of the greatest movie speeches of all time. But in the original novel First Blood by David Morrell, things ended very differently. Rambo is actually killed by Troutman in a different scene. There is an original alternative ending to the film that somewhat honors that direction, where we see Rambo essentially force Troutman to kill him. They did actually test the death ending out, and people hated it. Which says something huge, because it says the sympathy created for this character was so complete that he wasn't irredeemable. He didn't deserve death for his situation and circumstance. Stallone too said he didn't like that ending because he didn't want the movie to send the message that that was the only thing at the end of the tunnel for these guys. Had Rambo made different choices, had he killed civilians and law enforcement, then maybe. We've seen that in anti-heroes, where death is a logical and emotional narrative outcome. But not here. Rambo just needed a little love.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today.
I felt that making this video was an important foundation for what I'm going to look at in a couple weeks. A deeper exploration of Rambo as a literary character, the dichotomy between the way he's characterized in the film versus who he truly is, and why the way much the film's story is told creates the perfect canvas for illustrating that dichotomy. In the meantime, you can check out my recent video on Stallone's other classic, and as always, I'm Danny Boyd. Until next time. Hey everybody, today's video was brought to you by Mubi, a curated streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema from all across the world. From iconic directors to emerging auteurs, Mubi has always got something new and amazing to discover. And that's because with Mubi, every film you see is hand-selected by a team of curators, real people, giving you access to the best of cinema at your fingertips, streaming anytime, anywhere. And if you're in the mood for more sympathetic revenge fantasy, check out the 2017 film Revenge, now streaming on Mubi from French filmmaker Coralie Fargeat. director of last year's Oscar-winning The Substance, which, guess what, is also streaming on Mubi. Revenge, though, examines the genre through a very bloody, contemporary lens, and will surely satisfy that late-night craving for action that I all too often get. You can watch Revenge, The Substance, or anything else streaming on Mubi for free with an extended 30-day trial if you go to mubi.com/CinemaStix. Once again, that's mubi.com/CinemaStix for a whole month of great cinema for free.